have to live like outside of like craziness. It's like we're staying down
Zoom.
like in Waikiki just for a couple nights, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah, just silent because it's always on. It's always off. Which stream are you guys on?
Here.
So you're right on. Oh yeah, filling the busy streets.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so it's cluster on the LOI.
We're shaking up the energy for a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find something. It'll just pop up.
Yeah.
Where are you, Amy?
If you go like Capioli Boulevard, like I've seen some like signs that say like the same.
Where is that?
Capioli Boulevard, so Rio Cuquillo. So it's towards the mountainside.
Okay.
So if you go like across the LY, then that'll be Capioli Boulevard, kind of like by the 7-Eleven. There's a. I've seen some little signs that say like for rent or it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Hello, everybody. Hey, Richard. Good evening, everybody. Is that on TV? I don't know. I can't see. Is anything on TV?
I didn't know what your question was.
Your purple is I'm gold, but doesn't he look like the glow? Yeah. The violet flame.
Okay. We'll get started in just a second, folks. Can't seem to find Amy.
Yep. You got lost in Alaska?
I have no idea.
As long as the polar bears didn't get it. If you don't find her, you're gonna have to do the class all by yourself.
Sorry, folks, if you're seeing this online. It just isn't connecting to Zoom. I know, right?
We just talked about how everything is working out so well.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's 6 o'clock, and I don't want to keep anybody from our sitting. So I don't know what's up with the
Yes, you can at least watch.
I don't know, Amy. I can't. I don't have time to do this. Sorry. All right, welcome everybody. I am so sorry about the technical glitches that we've had. Every week it's been something else. And so that's anicca for you, right? That's impermanence. And it just is what it is. Yes, I'm renouncing tech. For those of you who are wondering, though, that what we were trying to do is bring in Amy, my co-teacher from Alaska, and we had her on a few minutes ago, and it worked great. And now she can't get back in, and it's time for us to sit. So I'm going to have to renounce my co-teacher, which probably won't make her very happy. But I don't want you to sit here and watch me get frustrated with tech. So we're not. I'm sorry.
That's what she.
Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you other than welcome. It's so generous of you to be here tonight. I'm really, really happy to see you. I think I know most of you, but why don't we just take a moment and look around at our fellow mammals? Because it can occasionally be a little twitchy for people to be in a situation they haven't been before. If you don't know who's sitting next to you, go ahead and introduce yourself. We haven't started. All right. And I'm Bob. And Amy is not here. Sorry. I feel bad about that because she was going to lead tonight. When we take a break, I'll try and bring her back in. But we're not going to take a break for a little while. I do have some thoughts for those of you who are familiar with the place. You know where the bathroom is. It's in the back. Please use the slide lock if you can, because if you use the door lock and forget to unlock it, it will let you out and then it'll lock and we'll have to go put the code in. But make sure you slide it and see that it's caught. Some people just tap it and it doesn't actually go through the little thing and then there's an issue. Because someone else might walk through. You might want to knock on the door. There should also be some cups and water out there if you would like that when we have our break. And all good with that. The other thing is, one of the things I love to talk about is generosity, and not because I want anything, but it's generous of you to be here for your fellow yogis. It's generous of you to be here for me and for Amy and the television set. And the Bodhi tree has been very generous to us and isn't charging us any rent for being here. And so dana is the concept of generosity. If you'd like to contribute to the work of the Bodhi tree, there's a little box out there that you feel free. If you don't wish to do that, don't. It's not a requirement. There's no charge for this or anything else. But we are really grateful to the Bodhi tree for hosting us. How many of us are meditators? Is there anybody who's new to meditation here tonight? That kind of, well, okay. So how we do things, if you haven't sat with us before, is we'll start with some stretching so that we can get the chi moving in our body and just feel comfortable when we sit down again. Then we'll do about a 20-minute sitting. And then we'll have like about a 7-minute break. And during that, we'll ask you to maintain silence, if at all possible, unless you need to sing out in the bathroom, no, someone's in here, or something like that. At that point, you're free to go out on the lanai, walk around, enjoy the spot. We'll call you back. And then hopefully Amy will give a Dhamma talk. Hopefully I can get her in. If I can't, I'll give a Dhamma talk. And then we'll have another sitting. And then I'll face the consequences of not getting Amy in. But there you go. So let's start by just taking a nice deep breath in, mindfully getting prepared to move a little, and then mindfully standing. Yeah, I know, we get you all sitting, and then everybody's going to stand. By the way, we kind of are on TV. So Amy could see everybody. If you don't want to be seen, just move out of the way. I think over that way. Yeah. If you were standing in the back, be careful. We don't want to do that. Yeah. All right. I should be good. All right. So let's just settle and stand with our feet about hip width apart. Just feel your connection with the earth. Nobody's looking. I know we've got TV on, but nobody's looking. Let your belly drop. Let your shoulders drop. You can look down at the floor. We're not half-lidded. We're not really trying to focus on anything. Nice straight spine. Just take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Just taking a nice couple of cleansing breaths. If you like, we can blow out like we're blowing through a straw. We're going to start by bringing our hands together and interlocking them down here. And then as we breathe in, we'll raise our hands till our hands get to about our neck, and then we'll stretch up, breathing out. So, and then up, and go up on your tiptoes if you can. If it's at all uncomfortable or out of balance, don't. And then leave your arms up. Breathe in and exhale and lean to the right. Just allowing our spine to stretch, get a nice breath cycle in and out, and then in and lean as we exhale to the left. Breathe in and out, and then in. And as we breathe out, come straight up. Let our arms come down. And do this again. So breathing in, breathing out, up on our toes, and down. Breathing in and out to our right. Breathing in and out, and in and out to our left. A whole breath cycle as we're leaning over. So in and out before we move again. Whoa, that hurt. Talk about lack of mindfulness and fingerlessness. It's not sharp. All right, one more time, carefully. In and out and up and down. Breathe and to our right. Whole breath cycle in and out. And in, and then as we exhale that second time, over to our left. All right. This time, hello. Horse stance, which is a little wider than your shoulders, whatever's comfortable. If it's not comfortable for you to go really, really wide, that's fine. And then maybe our knees bent like we're sitting on a horse. Okay, and this is fun. We're going to pretend we're archers. Yeah, so what we're going to do is bring our hands up, and then our left hand is going to go out, pointing as we draw back with our right, like we're drawing a bow. Perfect, Crystal. That's exactly right, right? And then inhale, exhale, and let it out. And do it on the other side. So inhale and exhale. And look over at whatever we're targeting on. We're not really targeting, we're just stretching. Inhale and exhale. Bring it back down. Up And then exhale as we draw the bow. Inhale and exhale as we come together. Inhale, exhale as we draw the bow. Really target and look whatever, our fingers up. There you go, like you're targeting. And exhale. One more time, both sides up. And bring your hands down. And come out of horse stance. All right, next, put your hands kind of on your kidneys and let your body bowl forward just a little. And what we're going to do now, you don't have to go quite so far, we're just a little. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to look over our right shoulder very slowly. And then inhale, and then try to look down to the floor over your shoulder. Inhale, and then exhale, slowly moving all the way to the other shoulder. Inhale, and then exhale, looking all the way back down to the floor over our shoulder. Inhale and exhale all the way back again. And then inhale and exhale as we look over our shoulder to the floor behind us. I know it's not really possible, but do the best you can. Inhale and then exhale slowly as we move to the other side. Inhale and then exhale over the shoulder. Be careful with your neck. If any of this feels uncomfortable, don't do it.
Oh.
And over to the other side. Looking down, inhaling, and then exhaling and coming back to center. Okay, just a couple more things. I know why. Somebody, it zooms when you do that. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. Not much I can do about it at this point. We're gonna let the tech just do whatever it does. All right, so hands in prayer position. This time what I want us to do is breathe in, move our hands up and down. Just see if you can feel the flow of chi either up and down your front or in the back in your spine. Time up a little towards your mouth and down. Just align the chi. If you can feel it at all. Little tingling in your hands. And then we move up to our nose and back down. Inhaling as we go up, exhaling as we go down. Up to our eyes. Just aligning the chi, smoothing it out. Up to our forehead. Up over our head. up way over our head like we're touching a bell. Just seeing if we can smooth out that line of energy, that meridian that runs through us. And in the next one, next time you get up to the top and touch the bell, leave your hands there. And this time, we're going to be swimming dragons. So we're going to get a really nice loose neck, really nice loose body. And what you want to do is take your hands and go across your throat, across your midsection, down around your knees. You can bend back around your midsection, across your throat, back up and touch the bell, and just keep across the throat, across the midsection, down around the knees, across the middle, back around your throat, up to the top. One more time this way. Next time you get to the top, reverse directions. So if you've been going to your right, turn and go to your left, doing the same thing. This is just to get some flexibility, let our whole body move. Just like we're a Chinese dragon swimming through the air, benevolent and kind, one of those good dragons. Okay, and next time you get to the top, stay there. And just bring your hands down. Little bow. And mindfully find your way back to your seat. Let me set my timer for about 20 minutes. All right. Once everybody's comfortable, just settle into a position that we can hold for about 20 minutes without getting too uncomfortable. I want you to know it's perfectly okay to move. This isn't Zen. Nobody's going to look at you funny if you get uncomfortable and decide you need to adjust. The only thing I would request is you do it mindfully. Just don't go, like, oh, and if you do, it's perfectly okay. If you notice that you've done it, that's being mindful. All right, so let's settle into a meditation posture, whatever's comfortable for you. This is going to be a body scan and a little gratitude and metta for our body. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, feel free to do so. And if not, maybe look down about 6 to 10 feet in front of you, half lidded. We're not focusing on anything. And let's begin by taking a few cleansing deep breaths in. Really filling our lungs and blowing out slowly through our mouth, perhaps. Once our lungs are emptied, take another deep breath in. Go ahead and wiggle shimmy, whatever it takes to get comfortable in your posture. When you're exited your breath completely, take a third big breath in. And take a couple more on your own pace. I'm going to do 3, and I'll be back when I've done that. Nice deep breaths. Just letting our body settle. It's perfectly okay to make a little noise. Letting our shoulders droop. Relax. And after your next big breath, let your breath return to normal. Whatever that may be for you, we all breathe at a different pace. I invite us to let our consciousness settle into our body, just the same way our body is settled into our cushion or our chair. Just spending a minute or two sitting and knowing we're sitting. Just being aware of all of the sensations of sitting, the position of our body in space, just the lovely word proprioception, feeling our weight grounded to the earth through our feet, our chair, if we're on a cushion in the lotus, through our ankles. Breeze, cool breeze, warmth, the sensation of clothing on our body. Just settling in. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to be. We let sounds arise and pass without judgment if we can, without telling ourselves a story. Thoughts will come and go. We're just here with our body. The first foundation of mindfulness is the body. Our next invitation, if it's okay with you, is to allow our consciousness to go all the way to our feet and our toes. Let's just see if we can be aware of our toes. It's even okay if you wiggle them a little so that we can be aware of each and every one. It's almost as if our consciousness is moved from our head all the way down our body. Just allowing ourselves to be interested in our toes, just like little babies are fascinated with toes. Can we spend a moment being fascinated with our toes? Moving to our feet. Thank you, toes. Allowing ourselves to feel our feet. If we're in socks, the sensation of clothing on our feet. If not, our connection with the floor. If we're in a chair, or perhaps open to the breeze or touching our body if we're on a cushion. Our feet have carried us here tonight. Thank you, feet. Just being aware, if we can be, all the bones, all those things in our feet. Moving up to our ankles, connecting our legs to our feet, just being aware. If you'd like to move your feet a little to feel those ankles work, please do. Thank you, ankles. Moving up again to our lower legs. Just aware of the bones, the muscles. If they're in open air, the breeze. If not, the sensation of clothing. What do we feel in our lower legs? Again, moving up to our knees. Thank you. Knees bending thousands and thousands of times. All the work they do. Just allowing ourselves to feel them, any tightness, looseness, warmth, or cool. Moving up again to our thighs. All those strong muscles that have carried us. If we're in a chair, we can feel them connected to our chair, connected to our hips and our sits bones and our hips movement. Thank you, hips. Thank you, thighs. Thank you, legs. Again, moving up to our lower torso. We can feel our spine connected to our hips, to our pelvic region, our diaphragm moving up and down slightly, perhaps we're up with our breath. If we take a big breath in, we can feel it move more, rising with our breath, compressing a little as we exhale. Protecting all those organs in there that do so much for us. Thank you, torso. Moving up again to our rib cage and to upper spine, holding us upright, protecting our heart, our lungs, our heart space, cheetah, mind, heart, together, the seat of our emotions, our lungs, cleansing breath. Thank you, heart. Thank you, lungs. Thank you, chest. Thank you, spine. Again, moving into our shoulders. Do we feel looseness or tightness? If you wish, pull your shoulders up and scrunch and just let them drop. Seeing if there's a difference now between looseness and tightness, connecting us to our arms, moving down our arms and our elbows and our forearms to our fingers. Are we aware of each finger? If you like, go ahead and wiggle your fingers a little. moving back up, the arms moving into our neck, supporting our head, our spine connecting to our head from our shoulders, our vocal cords, allowing us to communicate, to read, to sing, to talk, to shout with joy. Thank you, neck. Moving up again to our head, the back of our head and the top of our head. Our ears, allowing us to hear. And if we've got the muscles for it, to wiggle our ears. Moving down our forehead, just allow it to relax. Let those frown lines go. All the muscles around our eyes, allowing us to move our eyes around and open and close them. And seeing thank you eyes. Our nose connecting us to all those wonderful smells and flowers and fresh air, the tang of the ocean. Our mouth, our tongue. Thank you, mouth and tongue, allowing us to sing and talk and eat, and our jaw, letting our jaw relax. And our next invitation is just to allow ourselves to be aware of the whole body as much as we can at once. We're not picturing it, we're not imagining it, we're just feeling all those parts, all in harmony. Just being with our body. If thoughts arise, that's fine. We just return to the sensations of our body. If we are caught up in thoughts and you've noticed, congratulations. It's not the sign of a bad meditator, it's the sign of a good one. You noticed. Smile. In the last few minutes of this sitting, if it's comfortable for you, I invite us to offer loving kindness to our body, to practice metta for ourselves and our body. Of course, if you prefer, you may just continue with your meditation as is. But if you'd like, we practice metta by offering phrases of kindness, of love, of friendliness, with intent, even just a little or none. We might silently say something like, "Thank you, body. May you be well. May my body be healthy and strong. May my body live with ease and comfort. May my body be safe and protected from all inner and outer dangers. Thank you, body." We might choose to flavor our metta with karuna or compassion, especially if we have aches or pains or illness. I know you have suffered, body. May your suffering end. May you be well. May you be healthy and strong. Thank you, body. In a moment, I'll invite the bell to ring 3 times. There's no need to hurry back. Just allow the sound of the bell to enter our meditation. And perhaps once again thank our bodies for bringing us here tonight as we return. Thank you for your practice. We'll now take about a 7-minute break or so, hopefully in silence. The bathroom is in the foyer. There might be some water there with cups. Just don't bring a cup with water in here. It's okay to have a bottle, but not an open container. And I will try and get Amy back if I can for the Dhamma talk, and we'll see what happens. Thank you. Feel free to go out on the lanai, whatever you like. Hello, Amy. Are you there? Hopefully, Amy will come back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Let me change cameras so you can see everybody. Or try anyway. Oops, I gotta zoom out here. If you guys wave, it will zoom in on you. Don't do that. Yeah, I don't have the thing off. All right, Amy, all yours.
Okay. So there's a delay between my words and when you can hear me. And I can even hear myself. So I'm going to allow for this to be as it is as long as I'm sensing from you all that you're receiving what I'm sharing. So can't quite tell from the video because it's pretty pixelated who there I know, who there I don't know. You all are just a bunch of squiggles to me. But for those of you who know me, because I'm sure there are people here who know me, and for those who don't, welcome. It's nice to kind of see you all. Thank you so much for your patience as we play with this technology. And settle in, and I think since there's been some bumps with the technology piece, let's start with a sit, and then I'll move into the Dharma talk. Let our nervous systems settle a bit. So let yourself find a comfortable position, however that might look for you. Maybe taking a longer, slower, deeper breath. And maybe a few longer, slower, deeper breaths. Inviting the breath, inviting the breath to soothe, soothe the body and the mind. Allowing the in-breath to help the posture lengthen. Maybe stretching up towards the sky on the in-breath a bit, ever so slightly. And maybe the out-breath then grounds, settles. Expansion and contraction. Expansion and grounding. And for this moment, just this moment, following the breath or feeling into the presence in another way, but being in this moment like your life depended on it. And now being in this moment with compassion, with metta, like your life depended on it. What is it to hold this moment with deep care? And if that was tricky, bringing in now equanimity into this moment. Balance, acceptance. It's like this right now. May I trust this unfolding of my life. May I trust the unfolding of this life. And in the spirit of trusting things to unfold, let's hit into mudita too. Mudita, the joy, joy of experiencing another person's joy, happiness. So bringing to mind a moment with an animal or a loved one or a stranger where you experienced happiness for their happiness. And if it's available, if it's natural, letting yourself smile with it as you sit here. Mudita, a curious joy, celebration at another's good fortune, success. And however this practice was for you, is it possible? Is it possible to thank ourselves for just showing up today? Is it possible to trust or have confidence that this was enough, that this mattered, that we won't even know the effects of it upon our life? Maybe one day, 10 years from now, you're at somebody's wedding and you just begin to smile with so much joy, watching a kid on the dance floor mudita for their spirited joy. Maybe you'll be running late and suddenly you'll pause and just reflect on, I'm doing the best I can, giving yourself compassion, karuna. Maybe metta and equanimity will flow through in a way that you'll never connect back to this moment, this sit, but you never know. There's an Irish poem I remember from my childhood. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. And maybe here we add something that works for us. If God does not, may Kuan Yin, spirit, trees, chi or ki, may we be held. In a moment, Bob will ring the bell for me. As we transition to what's next. So we'll go ahead and take 2 minutes to stretch and move a little bit. Go ahead and making your way back to however you want to stand or sit as you listen to today's talk. So I was contemplating what it is, what's going on inside of us when we're experiencing unease. Excuse me. When we experience unease or pain, discomfort in our mind or in our bodies, what happens to the mind and the body in response? And then if we experience unease from another person, if we experience unease from the human across from us, the stranger, our boss, our friend, our lover, if we experience tightness from them, the shift in how they're treating us, what happens to our mind and body then? So oftentimes my experience is that it goes into hypervigilance. We go into a state of papancha. We start to tell stories. We start to investigate, and not an investigation that's like soft and curious. It's an investigation that's a little bit like a detective trying to stop a crime from happening. And of course, right? Of course, we don't want to cause further harm. We don't want to harm ourselves further, if that's what it is. That's unease from here, and we don't want to cause other people harm. And so it makes sense for us to pause and gather, right? If I'm having unease because my hand is on a hot plate and I'm burning myself, right? It makes sense for me to react. It makes sense for me to pull my hand off the hot plate. There's sometimes an answer, a skillful reaction, a skillful action. And if there isn't a clear answer for a skillful action, if there isn't a clear answer for the cause, then there's papancha, there's the mind spinning, twisting and turning. How do I make this right? And in attachment psychology, there's the looking at the aversive mind, the mind, the parts of us that can be avoidant. And then there's the clinging parts of our mind, the moments where we can have anxious attachment, where we can want to get closer and fix it and pull someone in tight to feel safe. So yeah, how do we know? How do we know if we're okay? How do we know if we're safe or not? How do we know if we're right or wrong, good or bad? How do we know if we're being skillful or unskillful? How do we know if we should act or not? Dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. Not knowing. And in this is there's self in this, right? So we've got anatta, which is not self, this concept of not self, and the ego, the self, causing so many challenges, right? So when we're uneasy, or when another person around us is uneasy, the brain can have the tendency to think this is my fault or this is mine to fix. Or it could be the other way. It's their fault. This is for them to fix. And non-self, this concept of non-self is it takes us out of it. And it doesn't take us out to remove responsibility from the need for us to continually have an intention towards skillful action. But that intention towards skillful action feels very different than the I've got to fix this mind. This is not okay. I can't handle it. It's very different. May I find skillful action? May I lean into skillful action? May I know it when it's there? Very different than I got to fix this right now. It's not okay. They're not okay, or I'm not okay. They're going to stop loving me, or I'm going to stop loving them. Our brains do this threat system. We create states of threat, and inside our brains, the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response is happening as if there was a bear chasing us. And so these perfections that Bob has been going through with you, 10 paramis, are these ways that we can train, almost like we're training at a gym, training our mind, training our nervous system to have a little bit more space and choice. There are times where we still need to act. Doesn't matter how much you meditate. If your hand is on a hot plate, the skillful action is to remove it off the hot plate. If we're putting somebody else's hand on a hot plate, the skillful action is to stop putting someone else's hand on a hot plate. And as we notice our unease and notice someone else's unease, we can Reflect if there's a chance to pause. Is it safe enough to just hold it for a moment, breathe with it, feel into the body for what's here? Maybe take it to Wednesdays at the Bodhi tree. Is there a chance for reflection as we sit with our unease, with another person's unease that's contagious? For myself, when I'm doing this, it's really tricky with another person. What I'll do is, well, at times, I'll start saying metta phrases for them because I don't want to leave them suffering and I don't know what's going on. So I'll just sit there and I'll be repeating in my head, may they be safe, may they be happy, may they be healthy, may they have ease, safe, happy, healthy, ease. I'll do this while I'm driving. I'll do this just, yeah, out loud, quietly, wherever I am. Safe, happy, healthy, ease. Safe, happy, healthy, ease. Sometimes I'll imagine them like that. May their suffering diminish. May I see where I can have skillful action. May we both feel loved and safe. May we both feel loved and safe over and over and over again. Yeah. I'll finish with a poem by poet Brianna Lohman, and this was inspired by C.S. Lewis. Like a salmon swimming upstream, you and me were called to dream, to go further up and further in, to imagine what life could be. Like salmon swimming upstream, you and me were called to dream, to go further up and further in, to imagine what life could be. And then from Nisargadatta Maharaj, sorry for butchering the name. Wisdom tells me I'm nothing. Love tells me I'm everything. Between the two, my life flows. And one more. Rainer Maria Reich. Be patient toward all that is unsolved. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. Be patient toward all that is unsolved. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. Thank you all for your time. Please take whatever is of support and leave the rest.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Bob.
It,
Thank you, Sandra.
it's almost 7:30. If someone needs to leave, feel free. Also, because we had a little hiccup at the beginning, If we want to stay for a couple of extra minutes and someone has a question or something, we can do that. Up to you guys. Does anybody have a question or would like to share something? I guess not. All right, let's do the traditional dedication of merit, and then we'll close. And then if anyone does want to stick around, they're more than welcome to. It's going to take me a while to break all this down. So let's take a nice deep breath in. Let it out. Just settle in for a minute. We dedicate the merit of our practice tonight to our teachers, to our ancestors, all of our loved ones, that they may help all beings be free from suffering, perhaps in this very lifetime. May all beings be safe, be happy, be healthy, and live with ease. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Bob. Take care of yourself.
That's the plan. We'll chat later in the week. I'm shutting off the stream. See you later.